Hello, and welcome to another episode of In My Experience with yours truly, Christine DeGinto. This podcast is a space where I speak from lived experience. The moments that shaped me, challenged me, and changed the way that I understand myself in the world. The awakenings, the breakdowns, the moments that cracked me open, asked me to stay present, be embodied, and be honest with myself. I share my stories not to persuade or define truth for anyone else, but to offer perspective, to explore the gray areas we don't often have language for, to slow things down and listen more closely to what's happening beneath the surface. You'll hear solo episodes where I reflect on my own initiations, spiritual gifts, and the systems that tried to define me. And conversations with guests who have walked strange, beautiful, and sometimes painful paths of their own and come back with wisdom to share with us. I invite you to take what resonates, leave the rest, and trust your own experience as valid. Thank you for being here. This is In My Experience. Hey, y'all. I'm very happy that you're back again. I hope you're also doing well. Today, I have a wonderful episode to share with you that I recorded back in March 14th with Ashley Dalton, someone that I first connected with online after coming across her content on Instagram and feeling an immediate resonance with the way that she shares her experiences. What started as a social media connection turned into a conversation that touches on so many topics I know many of us are navigating right now. Ashley and I talk about spiritual awakening, trauma, healing, motherhood, marriage, creativity, homeschooling, and what it looks like to consciously create a life that feels more aligned with who you really are. Ashley also introduced me to the word matrescence. If you don't know what that means or what the definition is, I will say that right here. It is the profound physical, psychological, and emotional transition of becoming a mother. Similar to adolescence, it is a recognized neurodevelopmental and transitional phase where hormones surge, identity shifts, and the brain physically rewires to adapt to the monumental life change. And yet, I never heard of it before. I'm a mother of two since I was 17 years old, and no one really talks about that. So I'm glad that she did. What I appreciated most about this conversation is how honest it is. We talk openly about difficult seasons, burnout, mental health struggles, relationship challenges, and the work it takes to move from simply surviving toward truly living. We also explore homeschooling, human design, synchronicities, creativity as medicine, and the lessons that often emerge from life's hardest experiences. As always, these conversations are simply people sharing what they've lived, learned, and questioned. So, with that, let's get into my conversation with Ashley Dalton. Thank you so much for your time today, and I'm excited to talk about synchronicities. And
Yeah.
I looked a little bit before we started on here, and I looked at because I found you through Instagram. I've been following you for a while. I think so. I wanted to know how long, right? So I started to look at
Yeah.
your profile, and I did this thing like between us or the
How long?
interactions. And so I saw when I started following you was in
Mhm.
2023, and then you followed me in 2024. And
Yeah.
yeah, ever since the beginning when I started my account, because that's around the time when I started my account, I saw your posts and I just
Oh, that's so cool.
resonated very much and followed you. And I love your messages that you share. So
No,
yeah, that's
thank
basically
you. That's
all that we're
cool.
connected by is Instagram.
I think that was the year I just had a bunch of random viral reels because I just kind of like threw myself full into the meme making because before I was just really trying to spread spiritual truth because I was on a very deep healing journey. But I've always had a really funny sense of humor. And it just one day hit me because my kids are like meme obsessed. I'm a mom of three boys. So my kids were just always like showing me memes, and I was like, I somehow stumbled into CapCut where like it has the little templates, and I
Yeah.
was like, oh my gosh, I could share spiritual truth, but in a funny way.
Yeah. I love
And it
it.
hit me, yeah. And
Yeah.
then yeah, it all spiraled.
And I like how you include angel numbers in a lot of your posts. You
Yeah.
just kind of like tuck angel numbers
Yeah,
in.
because that was like a huge guide for me. And it used to be a huge like fear hole for me. Like it used to be scary.
Yeah.
Because
Tell me about it.
yeah, yeah. So I my during my like initial spiritual awakening, I was like 27. I had 3 kids. My body was depleted. I got shingles. I was like,
Oh
I'm
my
27 and
gosh.
I have shingles.
Wow. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, and that was like a big like eye opener for me. I was like, I
Mhm.
need to take care of myself.
Mm.
And so I kind of got like, well, I told myself I'm going to go to therapy because I knew I had childhood trauma, but I was convinced that I didn't get affected by it. Like I had surpassed, like you think
Yeah.
like I'm not gonna be like my parents and then you're fine.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it like all bubbles up. So, 3 kids in, I was like, I'm gonna go to therapy and I'm gonna figure this out because I was also trying to have a young marriage, while having 3 children.
Yeah.
And I was a caregiver for my grandpa who was diagnosed with terminal cancer, like 2 years into me caregiving him. So we had all moved from LA. So me and my husband were living separately in LA, and my grandpa was living separately with my grandma. But then my grandma passed away. He sold his house in Los Angeles, and then we moved to Vegas. And we just all lived together. And my
Oh.
grandpa was kind of like thinking, "You're not taking care of me," but it really quickly became like I was his assisted living caregiver slash surrogate wife
Hmm.
because he was
Hmm.
very codependent with my grandpa, my
Yeah.
grandma.
Yeah.
She took care of him, and so I was deep in the thick thick bushes of parenting, relationships, caregiving, and I basically had a spiritual awakening, and I didn't really know what was going on because I kept waking up at 3:33 a.m.
Hmm.
And I
Yes.
was like and I would get, like, a sense of anxiety, which I now understand as, like, an emotionally intelligent human, that anxiety and excitement feel the same in your body.
Yeah.
So I believe the energy was just, like, exciting me, but I was getting fearful, and I was like, "Oh my god." And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I was kind of, like, looking it up, and I found out that 33 was, like, a spiritual number, and I was like, "Oh, okay, like, maybe this isn't scary." Also, one of the times, like during my like main awakening, I woke up at 3:33 a.m. and I had like a vision of just like paint, like beautiful color paint, and I was like in between like sleeping and waking, and then I woke up and it was 3:33. And I had that fear, excitement in my body, but I was like, oh my god, that was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. It was like paint in like gradient colors and just like coming at me in like fractals. It was beautiful. And I suddenly got the urge that I wanted to paint. So then
Yeah.
and then so in the morning I ordered on Amazon some like watercolor pens or whatever, and it was literally like that was the beginning of my art creation journey. And I
That's
didn't even know I
amazing.
liked to create art until
Yeah.
that day. So
Yeah.
I mean, I think as a kid I was like, into it, but I never was like I'm good at art. I'm going to do art. I was pretty much taught by my grandparents like intellectual is the way. My grandparents were intellectuals. My grandpa was a general surgeon. My grandma was a registered nurse. And so they raised me to be very much in the medical world. And so that's how I became a nurse myself. So I became a
Hmm.
licensed nurse right before I started having kids. And so, yeah. So I became like an artist out of nowhere. And that was freeing for me because
Yeah.
along with the therapy, I needed to express myself.
That
Like I had
outlet.
lost myself in motherhood. I
Yeah.
forget that there's actually a name for losing yourself in motherhood. I wish someone would have told me. I think it's I wish I would have thought of this before.
Yeah.
It's
It's
like when
okay.
there's literally a word for it because it's a thing that happens to
Hmm.
everyone
I
and no
would
one
love to
tells
know. Yes. I feel like I should probably start doing this
you.
show on my computer so I can look things up as well.
Yeah. Well, I kind of have I forget where I slid my phone somewhere else.
Well, while you're thinking
Yeah.
and doing, I just want to mention, as you were
Yeah.
describing this, I really illustratively in my mind, what I pictured was And I think there's a Greek uh, figure that illustrates this, but I can't
Mhm.
put a name to them right now. But essentially, like, you're holding up the columns and you're being compressed in every direction. Like the different
Mm.
levels of family and
Yeah.
responsibility, and it was all pushed inward onto
Mm.
you. And the
Yeah.
only way out was through this awakening.
Mhm.
And I I commend you for taking on all of that responsibility with such grace,
Yeah.
and recognizing that you want to be your best self and allowing the creativity to come through because it's
Yeah.
appreciated by other people. And when you hold your light, it sparks light in others. And it's just so
Yeah.
beautiful to see. So thank you. Thank you for that. Instead of
Sweet.
allowing it to crush you, is what I mean.
Yeah.
I saw that you pushed.
There were so many moments
Yeah.
where I really was almost crushed.
Yeah.
And that's like the part you don't see. Like that's why I struggle in general, just with like, oh, I have a certain amount of followers on Instagram. Like for me, it's just always been making other people feel better because I know how hard it is to be a human. And
Yeah.
that's literally just my mission. And it's never been like, I want to sell you something. It's never been, I just
Yeah.
want give you a period of your or moment in your life where you're laughing and you're also maybe like becoming more aware of yourself because
Yeah.
that's the only thing that ever made me feel better is
Yeah.
both of those things.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. And it's always available. That's the thing that is so unwavering that I've found is whenever you look for someone who's sharing beauty and holding beauty and light, they're always there. There are
yeah,
always people who are available to shed
yeah.
light on your shadows to help you get out of difficult situations. And I was
Mhm.
thinking earlier before we met, I was wondering what you, and now this is like really truly doesn't matter, but it does matter
Mhm.
because it's what you do. So I was wondering what you do for work because I didn't get the sense that you were, coaching or doing things like that or selling programs. So I'm like, she's just like out here with her messages, you know? And
Really,
then I looked at your thing and I saw that you were a nurse and I was like, oh, I wonder if she's still doing that. But
yeah,
you
I
seem to
am.
have a
That's
lot.
my
Oh,
day job.
wow. Yeah. You
Yeah.
have a lot on your plate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. And yeah, there's like a saying. I'm also like very now in a walk with God, but not in a like not the God that judges, not the God people made
Hmm.
up, but like
Hmm.
the real one,
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
source of
I
everything.
get you, girl. I get you.
And so I know I had a friend one time tell me like you're not supposed to ask for more strength. I forget like how she phrased it, but it's like ask for more capacity to hold
Hmm.
what you want to. And
Yes.
so that like resonated so hard with me and I was like I can do it all. Like I'm delusional and I'm like I can just do it all.
Well,
Everything
I
I
saw
want to do.
something the other day, and I mean, yeah, we've heard these, especially in spiritual circles, but I saw
Mhm.
a post the other day, and it was like basically the highest intelligence capability is the
Mhm.
ability to be like delusional about your
Yeah.
outcome. And then it comes true. Like it's true.
Um,
Like you just have
yeah.
to be like, yeah, I'm doing this and be
Yeah.
like
If you
blinded by delusion. It'll
have
happen.
Yeah. It's like if you have the burning desire, there's a reason for it. And
Yeah.
like the universe will just open a path for you.
Yeah.
And that seems to be what has occurred with me. So
Yeah.
I actually I started, I'm so sorry for interrupting you.
No.
I I started my whole journey of like sharing in general on the internet a long time. Like I think if I looked at my YouTube, it would be like 15 years or something
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah.
Um, but I was like a mommy vlogger, but like not like in a way where I wanted to like exploit my children,
Yeah.
but like in a way I wanted to really share because I felt really isolated. When we moved to Vegas, I had nobody. So I was like, I'm isolated and I'm in motherhood, and it's not good to combine those two. So I
Very
started
true.
just like sharing on the internet because I had followed and felt less alone by following people who are posting like pregnancy vlogs and stuff. So that's how I originally entered into the internet. And then I had a complete hiatus and regression from that. Like once my third son was born, I was honestly like uninterested. I was like, this is
Mhm.
my life. Like I don't think I care to share it with anyone. It's
Yeah.
like I
Yeah.
was very much happy in my life. And so I just like laid down YouTube and I had gotten to 10,000 subscribers. And I was like, meh, I'm just not gonna do that anymore. And my grandpa, who's like so like he was so goal driven. He's like, Ashley, why aren't you doing YouTube anymore? He was so mad at me. And I was like, I just can't. I've evolved past it. And
Mhm.
I had changed and I couldn't be the same person. So I was like, I just gonna drop that.
Yeah.
I was monetized, so I sort of like kicked myself in the butt. But like
Oh,
sort of
dang.
like how and I can still like cross post, but like I just don't have the energy for that sort of like movement. For me,
Yeah.
it's like the message. And for me, the message gets out really well on Instagram. I can just
Yeah.
put something and people are just sharing on there. I think people go there for relief in
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
life.
And
And
you don't have to like go to specific people or have like, your following, because your following will appear wherever you
yeah,
are
it's a way of just kind
showing.
of like spiritually fishing for me.
Yeah.
It's like
Hmm.
find my people.
Yeah.
Like because if you resonate with my silly humor that's connecting also being self-aware, like you're my people, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think there's a vast array and I know there is because people will follow me and unfollow me because it's like they don't resonate with this one part of thing, one thing I say or whatever. And that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
That's their journey. I've literally let go of worrying about who likes me and who doesn't. I think that's
Yes.
a huge part of it too. And that's just getting older. Like I'm 36 now and I'm like, I don't care. Like I care about what I should care about, but I don't,
Yes.
that's not my, I'm not like
Yeah.
trying to
Worried
climb the
about the outside. Yeah, for
yeah.
sure. And that's superficial anyway, but
Yeah. But I
earlier.
understand people who do. Nothing against people who do
Yeah,
because
because
there is also
if
a
it
purpose.
matters to them, it matters to
Yeah.
them. Just like we were saying before, it's like if they
And if
that's
that's your path, because I
yeah,
don't think my oh, I just dropped something. I'm so sorry. Oh, that was my phone. Um, I don't think it was my path to do that. I think my path is really much in the community. And I'm also obsessed with like human design and astrology. And so I've
yeah.
deeply looked at my own chart. And my chart is very much community based. Like
Hmm.
I'm supposed to be out interacting with my immediate community. And
Yeah,
I learned that when I became a school nurse in Vegas because I was really like trying, pushing for like to be successful on social media. I did have my moment. And then I was like, this isn't it. Like, I need to go back to my roots. I have a nursing license. Like, be a smart human, Ashley. Like, so it was initially for financial reasons. And then it became like, oh, this is my purpose. I
yeah,
forgot.
yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
interacting with kids was like medicine for me because
Oh,
I had just healed my inner child. And then I was like,
absolutely.
I can take my best self out into elementary schools and I can be the silly nurse because I don't have to be their teacher. And it's like the
Yeah.
one way I've worked with children without being like that authoritative, you know?
Yes.
I had,
I for a brief time I last year I became a swim instructor for
oh, that's
kids.
so fun.
Yeah, it was
Love
fun. It
that.
was. And that's exactly why I did it too, because it's like I definitely didn't do it for the money. I think it was like
Mhm.
$15 an hour.
Yeah, me
And it
either. I
was
was
like
like,
3-hour shifts, three
yeah,
days a week in the morning.
yeah.
So like to drive there and back and to be in the water, which I care very much about my body, uh,
Mhm.
in some ways. In some ways I don't. I'll be
Yeah, we
honest.
all have those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I smoke
I'm
cigarettes.
the
At least
same.
they're American spirits, I don't know. But
I feel you
but
though.
I do
I
care
drink
about.
green juice and then I'm like chugging coffee.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we all kind of go back and forth. That's okay. That's why
Oh,
we're here. So,
yeah.
but like I spend a significant amount of money and time making sure I filter chlorine out of my drinking
Mm,
water, and
yeah.
then I seep in chlorine and absorb it into my body through my skin
Oh, yeah, going in
9
swimming.
hours a week. So I'm like, yeah, I think I gotta let this go because it's kind of hurting my hair and my skin and my body. But like, I love this. Like, I love
So
interacting
fun.
with the kids. But I just real quickly, I wanted to mention
Mhm.
something that was coming up and is persistent and continues to say when we
Yeah.
were talking about delusion before. I think it's like dissolving the illusion, actually.
I
Like,
love
you know how I love the
yeah.
word play that is used a lot of the time, especially in English.
I think
Full of
conscious
spells.
delusion.
Yeah.
Conscious delusion. Because I work in an assisted living facility right now. So I
I
went
love
from
that.
young to old, and I love
I
it
love
because
it. I
it's
love it. I worked with seniors too. Yes. Yeah.
I love it so much. So we have memory care. And so we have like a lot of psychological issues. So there is delusion in the medical sense, right?
Yeah.
But I think conscious delusion, meaning like just being very consciously aware that you can do what you want to do. And
Hmm.
it's delusion because we're so negative in this world. Like to be positive is being delusional. You know what I mean? But it's really just
Do it
seeing the
anyway.
truth.
Yeah.
And I have to keep reminding myself because as somebody who had like a really hard childhood, I got into a negative mindset. Like it was my job to be negative. It was my job to complain. I was like polar opposite of who I am now. Before I was probably even before I was 27, even with my children, like I was fear based because when you have kids, you go through a complete like fight or flight. You're just psychotic. My kid, like
Mhm.
so, and I already had anxiety. So add children to that. And then one of my kids got very sick when he was 10 months old. He got a paralytic virus and he
Oh,
was hospitalized for 2 weeks. He was in physical therapy for 6 weeks. Thank you, God. He's perfectly unharmed
oh,
and not
good.
disabled. But
Yeah,
like that really made me anxious and stuff.
for
It
sure.
also brought me into the present moment. Like those, I can look back, like there's a Steve Jobs quote that was like, you can only connect the dots looking backward. And
Yeah.
it's so true because when you're in those sort of situations, you're like, this isn't God. Like, this isn't helpful. This is horrible. I can never find good in this, you know?
Sometimes,
Yeah.
sometimes you can, and that is like amazing. But you can't
Yeah.
beat
No,
yourself
not
up
at
for
all.
not being able to in the past because,
No, 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 no.
again, it's the
No.
dots. It's just
You
another
can't get
dot.
mad at yourself for what you literally didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's, I have the same, yeah, I mean, everyone suffers from that. Like, I didn't know well, you didn't know what you didn't know,
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah.
So, and people would probably say Pollyanna but I am only Pollyanna because I've earned it. Like I've delved so deep into the pits of hell, like genuine hell. Like something I don't always share openly, I do share it openly. It is my why. It is like if you click on my highlights, my why is because if I didn't have children, I would not be here.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that's kept me alive on this earth is that I have babies to live
Mm-hmm.
for.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been through suicidal ideation, and if you have to believe that, you can, because and having that perspective, I understand how important it is to
Yeah.
understand and know the truth, which is that God is good always.
Yeah.
It's our perspective and our perception of things that give us suffering. And
Yeah.
obviously, when I was little, did I deserve it? Do I think God was at hand, like abusing me? No. Okay. But I
Yeah.
do believe that if I would have never been through what I have been through, no, I don't believe, I know,
Yep.
I wouldn't be who I am. I wouldn't
Yep.
be making funny memes. I wouldn't even be able to understand someone's pain.
Yeah.
One of my most popular memes, which I'm sort of like half proud of and half like, oh man, I feel so bad that that's so resonant with people. It's like a little girl and she's like, oh, that's cute. I wish I could get it. And it's like when you see people without toxic families getting together over the holidays.
Yeah.
Because really, like I've
Yeah.
existed in no mom, no dad. My mom's like my kid and my sister. I love her, but that's really what she is to me. I still parent her to this day. My dad is nowhere to be found. He's doing his own life, completely avoidant. I could diagnose both of them, but I can't help them.
Yeah.
Um, when I say diagnose, I just mean like I've delved so deeply into my own psychological
Yeah.
problems that
Yeah.
I've really like become highly aware of how trauma creates behaviors and negative patterns,
Mm-hmm.
creates patterns of avoidance, creates relational problems. Like I every day face myself and I
Mm-hmm.
work on my relationships and consciously be aware of the parts that I'm projecting onto my husband, my children. That's
Yeah.
my job, like main
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
And I post memes on the side and I'm also a nurse. Oh, and
That's
a mom.
amazing. What that's I hope more people can create more space to do the inner work
Yeah.
required to do see and reflect. I call it the slingshot effect. Like you have to
Mhm.
be pulled back to
Yeah.
spring forward. So
Yeah.
it's, and like I said a little bit before, like if you can catch yourself in those moments, in those difficult moments, if you can catch
Mhm.
yourself and be like, I know that this is going to spring me forward, and I just have to shift the way that I'm feeling, change my frequency and my thoughts. And that has happened to me so many times. I've gone through so many things that I can do nothing about
Yeah.
that really affect me and I feel are really wrong. And like, for
Mhm.
example, like one time I went to jail for a night, and
Mm.
um for violating an order, but the order was bullshit. The order
Oh
was,
my
it
god.
was it was
Most
bullshit.
of these
Yeah.
reasons that people
Yeah.
end up in jail are just
Yeah.
technical. Yeah.
Yeah. So I did it anyway. I knew what I was doing. I knew that I could get arrested for it. Clearly I did it anyway, and the reason for that is because I knew that the law was not correct. And what
Mhm.
mattered more was ensuring the safety of a child. So that's what I did. Like that's just what I did. I
That's
really don't care. I mean, I don't care. I'll just pay the lawyer more. I'll have to pay bail, like it does, whatever. It'll come
You
out
were
in the
protecting
wash.
a child? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
I don't want to talk too much about
You
it,
don't have to.
but
No, you don't have to. I'm sorry.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it's just in those moments, like
Yeah.
I was in jail, the best meditation I've ever had,
Well, I'm
because I
sure.
had one of
I've
the
thought of
like
that before. I really have.
suicide blankets that
Yeah.
like are very hard to tear. So it's really
Mm.
heavy. And I had
Yeah.
it on top of me and it was all blacked out. And all I could see was the most beautiful, um, like smoke colors, like coming in, forming shapes. And I was just, I
Cool.
felt really safe because
Mm.
no one was around me. Like I
Mm.
would know if they were coming in. I didn't have to go anywhere. Like the fact that I couldn't go anywhere meant that I didn't have to also. So I was like,
Mm.
oh, okay, like I
So
can
that's
just,
a lot of like meaning you can gain from all of those feelings that you had. Like you
yeah,
felt safe in jail.
right? Like I
And how
realized
unsafe were you feeling
very,
generally?
very
Yeah.
unsafe. Yeah. The fact that I enjoyed my time in jail, like everyone was
Mhm.
kind to me. People called me sweetheart. They said my nails were beautiful. Like
Yeah.
they knew I'm not supposed to be there. Like they know
Yeah.
I'm not like,
You don't look like you belong there.
yeah. And they
Yeah.
said that to me too. They're like, we can tell you're not a regular here. And you, so it doesn't matter.
And I'm
And
sure
even if
you
I
were.
was,
Yeah.
whatever, people are still kind. But I
Mm.
realized while I was there that I had everything I needed and I didn't have to do anything. And I was like,
Mm.
great, I'm gonna check out and like astral travel and like get downloads while,
Yeah.
and yeah, it
Because
was
all your
crazy.
needs were fulfilled. You
Yeah,
were safe. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
You know,
I
it's,
actually like went because they said that they were coming to bail me out, but at the time I didn't have access. I was being financially abused, so I didn't have any money to go to therapy. And I wanted to go to therapy to be
mm,
able to talk about what was happening so that
yeah.
someone could be like, okay, this is what's happening and
Yeah.
speak up for like on my behalf. Um,
Yeah.
but I couldn't do that. But in jail, they have free counseling. In jail, they have free
I know.
legal
There's tons
help.
of resources. Yeah.
I couldn't afford a lawyer. I couldn't afford a therapist. Well, in jail, I had everything I needed. All I had to do was, you know, don't eat the meat. I was a
I
little
just don't
sketched
eat
out.
anymore. I would just
Yeah.
take a fasting.
Yeah. I was like, well, actually, I didn't mind it. Like there were beans. I
Yeah.
was like, great. This is
Oh,
great.
yeah.
Like I'll eat some
Yeah.
beans. Like,
So funny you say that because I, as a young mom of three, exhausted in the deep sauce of toddlers, just making you insane. I always say I was a good mom of young children, but I'm such a good mom now. Like, because
yeah.
they're all older,
Yeah.
they're
Yes.
so cute. And I regret not being more able to enjoy it. But I
Mhm.
was so struggling because I
Yeah.
come from a karmic line of mothers who abandoned their children.
Oh my
My
goodness.
mom was adopted, so
Yeah.
her mom didn't even wanna look at her.
Oh,
My mom wanted to abort me, my grandpa saved me. So, and then I had children and I was like, "I'm gonna be different, I'm gonna be the best mom," and I wanted to run away. I was fantasizing about a hospital stay, like,
hmm.
genuinely. But I
Yeah.
actually manifested myself a little mini, like, medical vacation because I was like,
Yeah.
"I'm removing my tubes, I can't have any more babies, I'll go crazy." So I was like, I'm gonna just get my tubes removed. You can take the kids for 3 days. So
Yeah.
took care of all the kids, and I really like needed that. It
Yeah.
was like, I don't have any
It's
responsibility.
wild. It's wild. But
Yeah,
in a way, like there's always a way, you know?
yeah,
Like in my case, I really wanted to be home with my children, and I had
mm,
legal action against me that was preventing that. And
ugh,
so I was staying with a friend,
heartbreak.
and I was living with her and her family. And
Mm,
what I focused mostly on was creating my new business as a potential source of income. But I
yeah,
had so much stuff going on legally that I couldn't commit to like
oh,
a full time job. Like, also,
yeah,
if they ran my
yeah,
background, I had
oh, yeah,
charges against me and like whatever. So it's just, I just couldn't get a new job.
yeah,
And so I focused mostly on cleaning the house and cooking. And I tried my best to make sure there were fun things for the kids and the pets, and
that's
like, because
yeah,
that's what I do.
yeah,
But at the same time, it was like things weren't being reciprocated. And so when I went to jail, I was like, oh, I don't even have to take care of someone else's kids or cook or clean when all I want
yeah,
to do is do that for my own kids, and I can't. And like,
yeah,
then I'm starting to resent the fact that I am to the level that I was. You know what I
yeah,
mean? It's like I'm
yeah.
happy to do it because that brings me joy, but at the same time, it's like,
It's a lot. It's draining. That's
yeah,
exactly how I was taking care of my grandpa. I would have to make him 2 hot meals a day. He was spoiled by my grandma. I love him to death, but he was, like, a lot. It was like
yeah,
taking on a whole other relationship while I have a whole relationship and children, and I
yeah.
was like, "I can't." I
And
was
then my
yeah,
my friend that I was staying with, eventually we talked about things that we weren't openly communicating about that were pretty important to discuss. And she said that she was jealous of my freedom to be home. And I was like, damn, that's probably not what to say because I'm legally
yeah,
not allowed to be at my house and taking care of my kids. And through no fault of my own. Like, of course,
yeah,
this is my bias. And you don't
yeah.
know me. Nobody really knows me. But
Oh,
like, I
yeah,
swear to God, that was wrong. Like,
yeah,
it was a manipulation. It's a coercive control,
yeah, it
you know?
is. Yeah,
So
for sure.
it was
Oh, man,
very, very, very frustrating, disappointing.
that
But
is frustrating.
so
But
that in
people
those
show
cases,
you who
that's when
they
you
are.
enjoy going to jail. You
Yeah,
know, like it's got to be bad where you're like, this is a wonderful respite.
yeah.
Thank
I mean,
you.
honestly, I would have loved a grippy sock vacation, but I was also just afraid of the mental health, like in general, mental health facilities, all the like, 5150 facility, they
Yeah.
don't actually help
Yeah.
mental health. Like,
Yeah.
I understand the necessity and it's difficult to provide what people need, but unfortunately, I the only reason I never took a grippy sock vacation is because I had a high enough intellect to talk myself out of it or make myself go to sleep or like,
Hmm.
but it would be borderline, like I probably should have a couple of times.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I
yeah.
mean, I think so many more people sort of have thoughts like this, and they
Yeah.
struggle every day, and they don't even recognize in themselves that they're having these thoughts. Like they kind of
Mhm.
even deny that they're
Oh, yeah.
like,
Yeah,
it's
I was
like,
the queen of avoidance.
yeah,
Avoidant, I would push all of it under the rug until it was so bad that just one little stupid fight or thing or whatever would trigger me into a complete, mental episode. I would be,
yeah,
like, almost incoherent. The only thing I could ever bring it together for was, like, if I had to go to work. Okay, I just I would have puffy eyes and I'm, like, going to work. But like, back in my 20s, I was diagnosable BPD. Like, I had had an opiate addiction that I kicked myself, like, right before I got pregnant. Me and my husband met and got pregnant within 3 months of meeting each other. Like, I was a very just impulsive, fly by the seat of my pants, and this is why I become so heavy into signs and synchronicities and faith,
hmm,
because so much of my journey was just like, how did I survive? How did I not go to jail? How did I not kill myself? How did I not become a stripper or an addict of some other kind? Like,
yeah,
there was so many paths I probably could have gone down to just
yes,
what was going on.
yeah,
And that's why I feel like I have to, not have to, but just like I feel like it's literally my life mission to say, you're never too broken. Like, there's
absolutely.
never ever anything that you're just, oh, there's so much. bad in me that I can't fix it. Like those
Yeah.
are literally thoughts and beliefs that we are not good enough. And it's like almost the universal condition, just at different degrees, you know?
Hmm. Hmm. And I feel
Yes.
like, but I can see it so clearly, so many masses of people. And I also, now I don't classify myself as a conspiracy theorist, but at this point,
Yeah.
it's conspiracy fact. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I've been deep, deep, deep
excuse me.
down
Yeah,
rabbit holes of all kinds.
I truly believe that there are frequencies emitted intentionally to
Hmm.
cause disharmonious thoughts in
Yeah.
us,
Mhm.
including suicidal ideation and angry, jealous,
I do
any of the
believe
lower vibrations. Yeah, it's
that.
100%.
I actually frequently, like, well, not almost every single day, I sleep with a frequency on,
Mm-hmm.
and during work, I put a frequency on to help myself focus. I literally,
Yeah.
like, was, like, debating, like, "Can I put a frequency on during this without anyone noticing the small But, like, we're made of 75% water. If you've seen
Yeah,
cymatics proves that different frequencies make perfect geometrical patterns, and why would it be any different in your body, you know? And we
absolutely.
have so much disharmony coming at us in the form of Wi-Fi and EMFs and all of the things.
Yeah.
So, for me, like, that was, like, one of the main things that I feel like helped me, when me and my husband were kind of having a rocky time in our relationship in 2022. That was actually, like, one of the hardest, like, years for me because we almost got divorced, and that was, like, going against everything in my mentality that I had, like, promised myself as a kid. Like,
Yeah.
I will not have my kids in a family of divorce. I will stay no matter what, like, no matter what. Like, I was crazy in a way with
No,
my
I
like,
understand. I also was like, I'll stay because I don't want to be divorced.
yeah,
It's so much
you don't
harder
wanna
on
have a
your own.
broken family. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. But at the end of the day, you also have to take care of yourself. And
absolutely.
so it kind of hit a wall where I was like, I have to love myself before I give myself away and nothing for anybody.
Yeah.
So we separated and me and him both have had like a little like solo journey. Like we lived in the same house. We took care of our kids, but like I needed space and time. Like you said with the jail thing, like I basically put myself in my own little isolation
Yeah.
for 2 months. I like barely was available to my children and I felt so guilty for it. But I needed to completely find who I was again because I was lost.
Hmm.
I think the word is matrescence, but I might be wrong. But it's like the thing that happens to every woman when they're transitioning from the maiden to the mother. Like from being a single human to being someone who quite literally has to live for other people. Like
Yeah.
we have the whole shedding is almost like a metamorphosis that occurs.
Yeah.
And so when I see young moms that are, like, really stressed out, I always, like, say, like, "Don't just hold on." Get a little older, you find yourself again, you find who you are again, like,
Yeah.
because some people just and I was one of those people, just you lose yourself. You're like, a mom who's perfect is selfless.
Yeah. I
That is a
I
belief I had to
lost
deconstruct.
I lost my spiritual gifts.
Yeah,
I was so disconnected from myself that I was
yeah.
so disconnected from my body that I
Mhm,
had no idea that the sensations that I was receiving, and similarly to what you were saying earlier, like you would wake up
mhm,
at 3:33, I
mhm.
had months of time, weeks at a time where it would be every hour, 111, 222,
Yeah,
3:33, and I would wake up soaking wet in sweat and I'm like,
yeah.
what the fuck is happening? And I
Mhm.
wasn't spiritual. I had no idea
Yeah,
what about anything. And then I would like sometimes I would see a number and then I would hear like a because I lived in a townhouse temporarily.
mhm,
Similarly to you, again, I left my house for a period of time because I was like,
mhm,
I need space. Like, because we
mhm.
also ran a business together and that
Oh,
office was in our home and we had two dogs who would bark all the time and I had a baby and running a
yeah.
business and I was like, I need to just be able to like watch my shows
Breathe.
and paint my nails and take a bath and like go to bed. Like
Yeah.
and not have anyone near me. Like
Mhm.
just sometimes, like
Yeah,
I just need,
yeah. We
but
do get to a space of burnout that's like, I literally can't.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But at least we recognize that, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
then, so how
Yeah.
did your husband respond? I guess positively because you both had like your
Oh,
son.
yeah, yeah. So he actually went to therapy and ended up with like a synchronistic therapist, and so did I changed therapists, and my therapist told me the second session after I had talked to her, she was like, the universe told me that I was supposed to be your therapist, right? And I was like, what? She was like, I just had like a feeling when I saw your name, like I have to accept this client. Like I'm supposed to accept this client.
Wow.
She was like, I didn't even have the time for it. Like I had to like kind of work you in. And I was like, okay, because you feel like the most profound therapist that I've ever had. She was a spiritual woman who is also grounded in like helping people with getting rid of their anxiety and depression and like thriving. And it
Yeah.
felt more like a coaching experience. So I had her, my husband found this woman who could deal with him and like the way he talked. Like my husband is so funny. I love him so much, but he's like so zen. Like you couldn't find a problem with him. Like he just like, I'm fine. Like,
Yeah.
and so he would speak to him in a way like he could self-reflect, and he grew a lot, and he like became like in a way more self-focused because he was like struggling. He's a manifester in human design, and he like gets impulses and instinct to do things,
Mhm.
and I get scared. I'm like, no, we can't do that. But like it's always the best thing. He wanted to
What
buy
are
Bitcoin.
you in human design?
What'd you say? Oh, I'm a generator.
Okay.
Yeah.
My
So
daughter is a manifester and I'm a projector and my son is also a projector.
my son is a project. I have a projector, a generator, and a manifestor. All my
Oh
boys.
my gosh.
So I'm a perfect
At least you have
example of
them
what they are.
identified. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I love human design in that aspect because
Yeah.
it's so accurate in like
Yep.
energy. So like
Absolutely.
me, I need to respond. I'm a splenic generator. I need to respond positively to something, or I'm not going to be giving good energy. And
Yeah.
so I've been offered podcasts before, and I don't feel good about it. And so I just I just don't respond or whatever. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
just because I don't want to say no. I probably should get better at saying no to things. But like this is not my main job, This is just something I do because I want to actually have a meaningful conversation with people.
Yeah.
So yours felt right. So I was like,
Thank
okay,
you. I'm so
yeah.
glad that you came on.
But
Yeah.
I literally run my life through my generator energy. Like, is it right or is it wrong? And because I've learned that no matter how much I should be doing it, it doesn't work. My
Yeah.
energy's off. I feel off. The person doesn't receive anything of benefit. And even like in the real world, I do this, and it's hard to because you have to work a 9 to 5 but I waited until it was a job that I received right, because
Yeah.
if I would have walked into the building and felt like, ugh, I would have never been good in that job, no matter how much they pay me.
100%. And
So,
that's the benefit of understanding human design, understanding how we work so we
yeah,
can stop fighting the flow. Yeah,
yes,
that's,
exactly.
I
And
mean,
so,
because we're trained, programmed to fight the flow. So we have to like
yeah, literally.
find how to find the flow. Because, like I was saying
Yeah.
before, I was so disconnected. So many people are so disconnected from themselves.
Mm,
You don't even
mm,
know what that feels like. You don't even know who you are or what you want.
exactly. Oh,
Yeah.
I was lost. When I first started therapy, my therapist gave me a list of like how you feel. And I was like, I don't know. I was like, is there
Good.
bitch on here? Because I thought I was a bitch. I just thought I was a bitch. I just thought I was mean. I just thought I was just a mean person or something. I didn't realize I was suppressing myself so deeply that even the littlest, stupidest thing was just setting me off. I had like the worst anger. I had to learn how to do drywall because I had punched a hole in the wall. It
Oh
was
my
ridiculous.
gosh.
You don't seem like the type, but I like was just fuming, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was just like, I must be a bitch. Like, I don't know. That
Yeah.
was what manifested from my trauma. Like that was my defense. I had a huge defense system because I was so sensitive and I didn't even notice that I was sensitive. I
Yeah.
was like, I don't cry. I'm not creative. I'm like now I'm like the most like blubbering, super creative person you've ever met. But like I didn't know myself at all. I didn't know who I was.
Yeah.
And so
Stifling it, that
eventually I just
energy. Yeah,
yeah, you sync up with
that
yourself.
creative energy is so forceful that when you were stifling it, it was coming out as like anger and resentment instead
Yeah,
of creativity and excitement.
exactly. And then I
So,
started decorating my house and painting, and like my house was covered in color and paint, and I felt good again. I
yeah.
had plants everywhere. Like we just moved to this house, so I'm like, and my husband's like, "Don't paint everything," because knows me, like, I'm gonna start painting everything like crazy colors. Luckily, it's like a wood cabin kind of vibe here, so I appreciate all of the wood, and I can
Yeah.
just kind of mix it up with other colors. But I'm a creative person, and I didn't even know that. I thought I
Yeah.
was. Someone would have been like, "Are you creative?" I'd be like, "No."
I
And
don't
I
have
have,
time for that. I don't have
yeah,
time to paint. I don't have time for I have
yeah,
things to
like I don't
do,
have
right?
time for that. One of
Yeah.
my best friends who I met nursing, she's an RN, she was also very like stifled. But like one time we were doing something with our kids because we have kids the same age, and like she's doodling in the corner. I'm like, Kelsey, you're so good at that. And she's like, what? No, this is like something like she's so good, you know? And it's like we all as women like could benefit from creation. Like just I mean
Absolutely.
all people, but like
Yeah.
women particularly, like we thrive and create. Like I
Oh,
thrive when I can cook from scratch something delicious, you know, like
absolutely.
it's an art.
Yeah.
And you can only do it when you have good energy. Like if you have bad energy and you try to cook, like it's a
Yeah.
disaster.
One of my favorite things to do, and I have not done it in many months, but there was a period of time where I would do it pretty regularly. Microdose psilocybin.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Oh
that's also
yeah, that'll
me.
get your Oh, kids, you want to paint? You want to go? You want to sleep
Yeah.
outside? Let's set up a tent. Let's have a fire. Let's do this. Let's
Yeah.
bake scones. Like that's me
Yeah.
on
That was
mushrooms.
something that really helped me too. That's something
Yeah.
I don't talk a ton about because people have a misunderstanding about it.
Yeah.
But for me, it brought me into the present moment. One of my most profound days of healing my inner child was with psilocybin because
Yeah.
and it was all through like research. Like I'm really obsessed with Paul Stamets.
Oh,
I don't know
mm-hmm.
if you're familiar. Yeah, I'm sure
Yes.
you are. You
Yeah.
lady.
Yeah.
So, which I love, by the way. I've been conquering my fear of bees since childhood, and I'm like now live in Southern Oregon where there's beautiful like flowers out right now, and
Yeah.
our fruit trees are full of bees, and I just stand there like I'm happy here, like
Yeah.
like I need to like soak in their good energy.
Yeah.
But I used to be so
The
fearful.
sound of their
Mhm.
wings and the smell. Well, unfortunately, all of my honeybees died
Oh
just
no.
recently. Yeah, the other day I
No.
went to
Where
check
are you
on them.
located? Right.
Pennsylvania, it's
I've been to Pennsylvania. That's
oh,
actually one of the random states I've been to.
yeah.
Yeah, on the
There's
East Coast. Yeah.
so many
My
towns in
grandma was
Pennsylvania.
born in Pennsylvania. My
Yeah.
grandma who raised me. Yeah. So we actually went to her nursing reunion in Pennsylvania in Clearfield.
Okay.
Which is
I
like,
don't know where that is.
no,
There's
it's like so small.
so many towns that like I've never heard of and I live here.
Yeah.
Can you hear
But
my dog?
Pennsylvania is green and beautiful like Oregon. So
Yes. Well, it
uh,
also gets very cold and
oh yeah.
snowy. I
You
don't
guys
know
also.
what happened exactly, but I went to check on them and they were all deceased. So I
Oh my
felt
God.
terrible about it because I had spent. Can you hear my dog barking?
No,
Okay,
not at
good.
all.
I'll just ignore her then.
No, you're fine.
Sorry, I just wanted to make sure you couldn't hear that.
You're fine. That's crazy that you found all of your bees deceased. I get so suspicious of like frequencies and like things that they've been like spraying, and that maybe puts me into that conspiracy theory category. But there are so many actual companies that are contracted to spray. So,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know, for me, it's like I know they're doing something, and
yeah,
there's unnatural things being put on us. So,
absolutely. The last year there was a big decline in honeybees. Now, honeybees are not the wild bees are what we really need to like
yeah.
save,
Well, I
which
have a lot
yeah.
of wild bees here. I'm
Yes,
great.
yes.
I'm grateful
Yeah.
because I was like, I don't think I can beekeep, but I think I have enough bees. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. And just
So,
loving them, just being around them and sharing that love frequency helps them
yeah,
too.
we have these
Um,
really fat, fuzzy bees here that are
yeah,
like the red butt and they're like so big and fluffy. Oh my gosh, they're so cute.
like
Um,
bumblebees.
yeah, like big bumblebees. And I'm not used to that because in Vegas, all we had was like, wasps or whatever.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Hmm.
I don't even think I don't think I ever really had a bee problem. They had bees, obviously. We have bees in Vegas because I had a garden and stuff. But yeah,
The
it's big.
biodiversity in that area is really incredible. It's very unique.
Yeah. Oh, I learned to love the desert. I
Yeah.
really, I miss it to this day. But like, it's something you have to learn to love.
Yeah.
It's not something we love, like, because it's like 110 degrees in the summer.
Oh,
Me and my
yeah.
husband
No,
always say, like,
I was
110 and
talking
up is the limit. It's too
yeah,
hot.
I was talking about Oregon. Oregon has a very
Oh,
unique,
Oregon. Oh,
um,
yeah, yeah. Oh, it's delicious.
ecosystem and, biodiversity. There's just
Oh,
so many
yeah,
bears.
there is.
Yeah,
There's
it's
things
like
I've never seen before. Every day
yeah,
I'm Googling a thing.
every day.
It's
Yeah.
like the most alive place I've ever lived in my life. And
Yeah.
I think that's why, like, I'm so grateful to be here. But back
Yeah.
to psilocybin, um, I think created this like super hyper aware of nature thing too,
Yep.
because
Yep.
I I've we now have a like whole flock. I don't know what you would call a flock of hawks. Usually they're
Yeah,
kind of a
yeah.
right? But we have like 5 or 6 that come by every single day at 4 p.m. And that's actually why I chose the topic of synchronicity with you, because they kept coming back, and this just started happening like this week. We kept seeing hawks because we go outside every day, and it was almost like they were coming by to say hi, like, "Oh, we see you go outside every day." And my kids were paranoid that they were trying to eat my cat, but the cat's always out there. So, and I looked at the symbolism of hawks. So, what I do with my signs and synchronicities, I always just go symbolism of, because symbolism is universal. Symbolism
Yeah.
isn't woo woo. Symbolism is just symbolism, right?
Yeah.
And so there, if something is coming up for you in your reality, it's for you. Like, one of my favorite spiritual teachers, Stuart Wilde, he's wild. He talks about anything that comes up in your reality, like even if it's a cat fighting a duck, it's for you. So I'm just obsessed with looking up like symbolism. And so I looked up the symbolism of a hawk, and a hawk is seeing the higher planes. It's like the symbolism is quite literally of like what I was getting out of it already. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And most 99.9% of the time that I look something up, it's what I already knew to be true, or
Yeah.
what
What
I
you
already
feel.
feeling intuitively. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like,
Claircognizance that you
yes.
receive. Like you
Yeah.
just know. You just know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. And I love birds too. I wish I'm in a townhouse right now, but when I get at some point when I get back into a place where I have like roots that I'm going to be staying for a while, I would love to house pigeons. Pigeons
Oh,
are so
yeah.
cool and they're so smart and sweet. You know, did you know that we used to use them for communication?
Yes, dude, the pigeon history is really wild. That
Yeah.
whole rabbit hole is really, really
Yeah.
wild.
Well,
Yeah,
they're so beautiful. And
they are
but I
so
wouldn't want to have birds like when I go to PetSmart and I see the
I
birds,
yeah,
I'm like,
that's how
this is,
I do. I can't
yeah,
have a bird
it's
because I feel like
terrible.
it's against their nature. I
Yeah.
That's why I was literally, when we moved here, I told my husband, I'm like, I wanna, like, feed the local birds. I
Yeah.
wanna make friends. I'm like,
Yeah.
because I do, like,
Set up bird feeders.
my stepdad actually, his mom lived in, near Fresno, but, like, in the mountains near Yosemite, and she would feed the ravens. She's like this old, like,
Oh,
old
yeah.
lady. She'd come out in her nightgown, she'd be like, she would do whatever she did. I don't know if she whistled or clapped or something, or she called them by name or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
These ravens would come to the
Yeah.
trees, come and eat all of their food.
That's
It's crazy.
amazing. And
Yeah, and
then
then the
they
deer
like
would come
reward
and the
you and work
turkeys.
with you and
Yeah.
they protect you
Oh,
in the
yeah.
spiritual realm too. So
Yeah.
yeah, I love doing that, making connections with animals and venerating.
Oh,
Like for
yeah.
example, dogs.
Mhm.
Hecate loves dogs.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I always like, of course you're going to give a dog a little something to eat, like a scrap or a treat or something. But I try to always be like, this is for you, Hecate. And just try, it just helps the connections. But
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, that's
yeah,
awesome. I believe that, I don't know. My spiritual beliefs are very, I try to go to the source. You know what I mean? Like, I've become so hyper attuned to God as my father, but not in a way of like judgmental father, but like the one I needed, like supportive. And
hmm,
so I think of all creatures as being just apertures of the universe and apertures of that universal oneness. And so there's this like, it's almost like a trance you can get into when you are with an animal or with a
yeah,
child or
yeah,
with a very present older person.
yes,
there's like a there's a I'm here, you're here, we're loving each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I really do believe that animals are here to teach us unconditional love. Because no matter how
100%.
much you hit a dog, even, they're coming back to you and loving you. You know what I mean? Like you've seen in my very karmically messed up family line, I've had uncles who like whacked their dog before, and the dog still goes like this, but the dog's still loyal. The dog's still there. The dog still loves
Oh,
you. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And so this is not the part of my family I'm hyper
Yeah.
proud of.
No, that's
But
funny that you're saying that because yesterday I was thinking about that and I was wondering if it was just because, like, out of necessity, sort of like an abused child, like they
oh, I
still
get yeah, you could
love
look
their
at it like
parent
that for sure.
because they know that that's their safety, but they
Yeah.
can't always trust
Children
it.
also
Yeah.
unconditional love, which is why we become traumatized because
Yeah.
we become bonded to these people who we have to unconditionally love. And it's our choice, and it can never be their fault. It's always our fault because
Yeah.
we are unconditionally loving. We don't know how to blame yet. So we're just like, well, it must be because I'm bad if
Yeah.
no one wants to feed me. You know what I mean? Like
That's a
it makes
shame.
no sense.
Yeah.
But the conclusions that children come to, you know,
Yes.
and I feel like that comes from just being so fresh from source.
Hmm.
Like you're fresh from unconditional love and the understanding that we are all connected and one in the eyes of God, source, universe, whatever you want to call it. And the
Yeah.
words aren't important because it's just always there, whether you want to call it anything. It's just there.
Yes.
And it's the reason that you're still alive. You know what I mean? Because how many in everyone's life, everyone can say, like, I could have died there, I could have died there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like life is so fragile. And you know that when you see someone you love pass away. That's another rabbit hole I was very deep down that saved me, honestly, was near death experiences
Yes.
and understanding the scientific side of it, because there's actually a whole 50-year-long study at the University of Virginia about near death studies and reincarnation. And as a nurse, I'm always like, let's find the studies then to prove it if you don't believe it. Because people are so like, the science. Okay, so the science is literally they're
Yeah.
studying it. Why would they study it if it was BS, you know? And
Yeah.
there's multiple now physicians who passed away and come back, and they're very like prominent and have actual like experience plus medical knowledge together, like Dr.
Yeah.
Eben Alexander. I don't know if you've heard that story, but he was a neuro what do they call it?
I
I'm
think
a
I
nurse. I
did.
should know.
Was he on the telepathy tapes?
I don't know. I haven't finished like going through the telepathy tapes, but the telepathy tapes also are a huge fascination for
Yes.
me because my best friend has an autistic daughter, and she's had like she had this one vision one time where she was in her body. Like she had fallen asleep on her couch. She was getting her floors redone and her couch was in her kitchen. And so she was sitting on her couch. She had fallen asleep and she woke up as her daughter Adeline. And her daughter Adeline is a nonverbal autistic. And in her mind, she could think clearly. She was thinking like Adeline, and she's thinking, I love my mommy. I want to tell my mommy that I love her. And so she picked up her iPad and she put on the song. And Kelsey said that's the song she plays every morning.
Oh,
And it was like the
her way
universe
of
source universe.
communication.
Yeah,
Yeah, she was
communication. Yeah.
yeah.
So it's called Gestalt communication. That's actually what it's called, is communicating through other things like I'm hungry, so I'll show you. You know what I mean? Like symbolism is like
Yeah.
the language of symbolism. And so yeah, I'm deep into that telepathy tapes, but I don't know if Dr. Evan Alexander was on there. But to me, there's so much literal evidence from every angle
Yeah.
that we're interconnected beings. The telepathy tape shows you like they're going to the hill, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got deep into that, but like meeting up in their conscious mind, imagination, you know. And I haven't had like a ton of experience in the astral or being able to be like out of my body. I spent like probably 6 months straight trying. And I feel like probably the block was that I thought I had to try. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly. Because I've done it
Yeah.
spontaneously, but not
Yeah. Oh no, it's happened to me
yeah.
spontaneously.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was so shocking. And I was so happy it
It
happened to
comes right
me.
back. Yeah, you
Yeah.
go right back. Yeah.
But I've had like just a few and it was enough. It's like
Yes.
you see how real. the
Yes.
reality is. Like one time I was flying through my bedroom door and then I woke up because I scared myself because I was flying through my bedroom door. And then, but I've had also mystical visions. Like I've also had a mystical vision of Christ, and that was so out of pocket and random because I was also raised Jewish. And so to me, like I don't associate Jesus and Christianity, and it's also like a point of like difference in many people. Like
Yeah.
that could be a huge trigger.
That's
It was a
also
huge trigger.
evidence of just the frequency because
Oh
regardless of your cognitive
100%.
knowledge, you were responding
Yeah.
to the frequency that you're receiving.
Mhm.
You're like, this is what this
Yeah.
is.
And
Yeah.
then 3 is like associated with the ascended master Yeshua.
Yeah.
So, and he passed when he was 33. And I always found it fascinating that 33 vertebrae exist in our body. Like we have like, so there's so many just synchronous. I actually found out yesterday because my kids asked me, how many ribs do we have? We have 12 ribs on this side and 12 on this side. And that it's 24. So it's like, it's all like, I'm obsessed with fractal geometry and like divine mathematics and stuff.
Yeah.
Math, although my least favorite subject, it is something we discovered. It's not
Yes.
even something we made up. We think
Yeah.
of math like something we made up. Like, no, it's something we literally discovered to describe the universe.
It's fascinating because I just recently started homeschooling my daughter, and we've had, again, she's a manifester. So
Mhm.
sometimes she's on it, sometimes she's not. She doesn't have
Yeah.
consistent energy. I understand that, but it's still sometimes difficult because it's like, do your work, do your work, do your work. Like you just have to do your work.
Mhm.
Um, where was I going
I
with
know
this?
what that is. That's my oldest son is a manifester, same energy.
But oh, so I was trying to explain to her. So I got
Mhm.
this very comfortable chair and a new desk, and I
Mhm.
bought folder organizers for all of her paperwork, and I, got a stand for the computer and a new keyboard, like whatever she wanted. It was always something new. Now I need LED lights. So I'm really making her space comfortable for her to have this,
Awesome. That's
homeschool. And I was describing to her, there's a science to learning. You need to actually like
mhm.
try. You need to sit down and focus. Like there's a science to this. And she's like, her response was, science is learning. And I was like, oh, you're right. I can't, I'm done. I'm just done for the day.
On that one.
So
Funny.
funny. I had no retort. I was just
Mhm.
like, yeah, you're right.
Science is learning. You're right. Because all science is labeling. It's
Yep.
just labeling what already is. She's
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah. So smart. That's why I was like, I'm done for the day. You're good. You don't need me
That's
to
how I
tell you.
feel because I
Yeah.
also homeschool all three of my kids. I don't know if I also mentioned that, but
Wow.
we
So you work
unschool
and
homeschool.
homeschool? Oh my goodness. Yeah. That's
We
a lot.
do. Yeah. It's all that's why I said I told you. I told God, I'm like, I want to do everything. I
Yeah.
might be tired a lot, but I'm also doing it all. And it's not easy. I don't say it to like brag or anything. I've made this my life and it wasn't comfortable. Like moving to Oregon, we lived in an RV for 6 months because I was like, we're selling our house in Vegas. We have no idea where we're going. And like literally no idea. And
Yeah.
we traveled for 6 months. It was stressful. It was hard. But like to make all of the decisions that I've made in my life, it was always like not easy, you know? And
Hmm.
so I do it just because I know it's like I'm to the point in my generator journey, I guess, that I have to like do what I feel is good and right. And if it's not,
Yes.
I can't. Like I
Trust
can't
yourself.
force myself.
Yeah.
I tried to put my kids back in school in 2021 when they were like all going back and stuff. But I had worked for the school district and I had seen like how they were going back and I was like, I don't want my kids here. I can't. And so I was like, we're crazy, but we're going to just keep homeschooling. And I have a book, like library of workbooks, like 90s style workbooks. Sometimes I
Yes.
find them at the thrift store
I
and they're
love them.
literally from the 90s.
Yeah, how to write in
Yeah.
cursive and spelling
Yeah.
and vocabulary books and all
Like
that.
basics
Yeah.
and I go by what their level's at and
Yeah.
I let their like human design kind of guide the way too.
Yep.
Because my manifestor son, he's my oldest son, he's 14, he decided he wanted to write a book. So he's writing a book and he writes every night. I've never once in our entire homeschool journey forced him to write anything
Yeah,
because
it's he
my
wants to.
mind was that I don't want to force them to
Yeah,
do anything.
that's
And
the
I know
same.
that sounds crazy
No,
because
I
in the world
agree.
we live in, like, we have 9 to 5s, you have to, you have to, you have to.
But you
But I
don't.
just
But we
no.
don't, and it's changing. So we're supporting our kids for the
Yeah.
future, actually, because what the
Yeah.
fuck? We don't
Yeah,
have
and
to
with
be.
AI, things are changing so
Yeah,
fast. It's
yeah.
not gonna be the same world.
We won't have to work,
Yeah.
but we also might become
We need
slaves.
critical
So
thinkers and being able
watch
to
it.
think for
Yeah,
themselves.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
don't become slaves to the AI.
So, and then I
Not
also read a book about how Rockefeller started the public school system.
same.
And I
Yeah,
feel for people who cannot homeschool and
yeah.
understand the system, but I'm fortunate enough to be able to, and it's not the best way. It's not, like, it's just our way, and
It's
it's
the
working
way.
really well.
Yeah,
My 9-year-old recently learned how to read fluently. Like, he was not interested in learning how to read, did math up to like a fourth grade level,
yeah,
and just was not interested. And then finally, he saw the utility in it this last, like, during the summer. And then he was like, oh, I want to learn how to read, mom. And so he learned how to read completely. Now he reads his own books now. Like, and he
yeah,
just sits, he's like, I love reading, mom. And
yeah,
that's how my other two sons basically learned how to read. They were in public school for, like, my first son was went up to second grade, and then my second son, who is the one who got sick, who had like trauma from that whole thing, he had like social anxiety, and he was on an IEP, and so it was like a whole thing
yeah.
at school. It was always stressful to get him to school. In kindergarten, it was 2020. So he didn't even
Hmm.
get to finish freaking school. He was traumatized by like losing his friends. And I was like, I can't keep doing this. I know it doesn't
Yeah,
work, you know?
yeah,
And so we do our little system. I do a mix of Khan Academy. Khan Academy is free and they have excellent like videos that explain and like how different ways of how to think in case you learn a better way. And I make a packet for them and they have chores. And yeah, my kids are now older, and so they've just really felt, I think, validated by the whole system, just,
yeah,
and my youngest doesn't even know what he's got because he's never been to
yeah,
school. So he's just like
yeah.
so free
Well, I
and
think
such a critical thinker. It's
I think
crazy.
about it like if you rounded up a bunch of adults, even though we went through the school system and
Mhm.
we work 9 to 5s, right? Or,
Yeah.
we have.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
Tell us that you have to ask permission to go to the bathroom. You can't
Yeah.
just drink whenever you want. You can't eat when you're hungry. You have to sit down. You have to be
You
quiet.
have yard time.
How long do you think that
It's
would
a prison
last?
model.
Yeah, it is. And it's sad. It's sad to do to
Oh,
children.
it hurts me so
I
badly.
feel like it breaks down their creativity. And when you were talking earlier about how when your sons chose to learn something, they excelled at it,
Mhm.
which is true for everyone,
Yeah.
I believe. And I've
Yeah.
like in Costa Rica, they have schools where the children are allowed to choose what they want to learn and they
Yeah.
excel at it
That's
for
what we
that
did.
purpose. Yeah. And it's
So
not like you're failing if you don't reach a milestone by a certain age because
that part.
everyone grows differently. Like
It's
everyone
yeah.
meets things where they do, and you just have to go with the flow.
That was a huge part of like integration for me, was realizing like all of these things that are happening in me are not actually reflective of the reality of the situation. Because I would be like, oh my God, my son can't read. He can't read yet. Like I would still have the like regression to like, he's not at grade level. Like, what if people know he's not at grade level? You know what I mean? It's not. He's also highly intelligent, could tell you like all of the stars in the galaxy. He talks about God like he's here. Like he has
Yeah.
this unwavering faith of like, don't worry, mom. Like, just crazy. But like, because he was in a grade level, I would have a panic attack. You know what I mean? And my husband would be like, okay, Ashley, like, are you going to get over it this time? It's just funny because it's like you go back to these fears and these beliefs and these things you hold on to because
Yeah.
we were literally indoctrinated that if you don't
Yeah.
know by a certain time, and it was a lot of deprogramming. Like most
Yeah.
of my homeschooling is just deprogramming myself and letting my kids learn at their own pace
Yeah.
and where they find it interesting, and they literally fall into their own things. Like
Yeah.
my son loves a very specific book series, the one who's writing a book. And so he started writing his own book. And I was kind of like, you're going to write your own book? Like, oh, it's fine. Like, I probably had a thought as a kid, but I never did it.
Yeah.
And he's just like, Mom, if I write every night from this time to this time. I could write my book in this many amount of months. And I was like, okay, like, go for it, dude. And he does religiously every night, grabs the laptop, types out his book. He's like, and what I do, mom, is when I'm going to sleep, I think in my imagination about the story and I let my imagination take me and then I'll get more stories. And guess what he is? A manifester. So
Yeah.
he's quite literally just in purely in his own energy, doing his own thing, doing what he's inspired to do. And it's perfect for him. And he's like,
Yeah.
I already have an idea for like 4 more books. And I'm like, what? And I was thinking like, I don't want to read it, so I didn't read it for a long time. And then I sat down one night and I was like, I'm just gonna read it. Like I got his permission. He was like, yeah, mom, you could probably edit it, like whatever. Cause I didn't want to like go into his private thing, I didn't want to
Yeah.
put my opinions on it too, because I tend to like, as a mom, even though I'm, conscious, I'm also traumatized. So
Yeah.
every once in a while I'm like, are you sure? But I'm so glad I let him go because I was reading and I was like, oh my God, it's great. Like,
Yeah.
read so many books that he has his own writing tone. He knows how to flow through a story. He has like a separate document that has like the main like framework of his story. Never once have I told this kid, this is how you outline, this is how you do. Like he goes on the internet and he finds out how. Just,
Yeah. Yeah,
so
there are different ways than there were when we were younger. So
yeah.
we don't have the framework in our minds to be like, this is a way you could solve this. Like,
Yeah,
they know
exactly.
better, like, just because
Yeah.
they're more savvy, like, they
Oh
just
my
know
God, so
how.
much time. I never thought I'd
Just
be
let
that
them.
mom who's like,
Yeah.
sorry, yeah. I never thought I'd be the mom and be like, my kid knows like technology better than me, but he really like, can help me. And I used to
Yeah.
be that to my grandparents, and yeah, I
That's just the
allowing
way it
her into
is.
it's
Yeah.
too is just really like all we have to do. But we're so paranoid, like grade level and this, and I just like it's all deprogramming yourself. 90% of
Yes.
it is
Yes.
keeping yourself from being paranoid. Like you're
Yeah.
not
Like
doing
a
good.
couple weeks ago, we had an eclipse and
Mhm.
I couldn't sleep very well. My daughter couldn't sleep very well, so I didn't
Yeah.
force her to sleep. Like we
Yeah.
stayed up till 2, 3 in the
Mhm.
morning for a couple of days.
Oh, yeah, I had crazy
The,
energy during this eclipse,
yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
Uh-huh.
it's unavoidable and it's silly to like
Yeah,
force them to go to sleep. Like go lay in
100%.
bed and struggle. Like
Yeah.
why?
Struggle,
Like
stress, and then wake up
yeah,
really early, really
yeah.
tired.
Like
Yeah. That was
why?
the main thing for me too, because I understand the science and truth of your health, which is that you
Hmm.
need to sleep. You need to
Yeah,
be not highly stressed or you're running on cortisol, and then your cortisol creates chronic inflammation, and it's literally a cascading event. Stress
yeah,
affects your body, end of story.
yeah.
Science.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
because I'm homeschooling, she doesn't have to get up at
Yeah.
any certain time. So she can sleep in. And my ex-husband the past couple of days has been like, she really needs to be going to
Discipline.
bed earlier. And I'm like, yeah, I hear you. Like that is the standard. Like you're a bad parent if you don't make your kid go to bed. But at the same time, are you a bad parent if you yell at your kids and scream in their face and be like, go to sleep? Like
Yeah.
when they're not tired? Like what's worse?
Bedtime used to be just a time of contention, and I look back and I'm like, why
Yeah.
did I waste so much energy, like,
Yeah.
worrying about the time? But
Just
it's
let
like
them
when
do
you're in
it.
that system, you're forced to be
Yeah.
in the TikTok.
Yeah. I
You're
remember
like,
when I was a kid getting ready. Well, actually, I was not getting ready for school. That was the
"Mm,
problem. My
yeah."
dad got so upset. He picked me up. Like I was not willing to get dressed and I was just not cooperating. And I was
Yeah.
playing on the floor and he picked me up and like threw me. And I think he meant to throw me onto my bed, but I missed it and I hit my
Oh my God.
nose on like the base of the bed. And that's the only time in my life I've ever had a nosebleed. He started crying.
You
He
probably
was
felt so bad.
and
Yeah.
then I was like, it's okay.
Ugh,
It's okay because I was worried about him because like my dad is crying, you know. But
that's
I
all.
could also see as a child, even though I just got in, and now that's not
Yeah.
normal. And I
Yeah.
forgive him, and it's
Yeah.
okay. He was extremely stressed out. Like I'm not saying anything about abuse or anything, because it was like literally he started bawling his eyes out and saying how sorry he was. So then at that moment I was like, why are we doing this? Why is it that like it's so important for him to get to work on time that like this is the outcome? Like why? Like, it
Yeah.
shouldn't be this way, you know?
Yeah.
And
Me too.
yeah,
I
I
remember
just,
thinking that as a kid too. Like, just what are we doing?
yeah.
Why are we able to rush?
Or I'd be like eating oatmeal and he'd be like, shovel it in, shovel it in. I'd be like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you have to go to school.
And
And
that's how I was acting with my kids. And
yeah,
I didn't want to be like that.
yeah,
And but I was like, how else do we do this? We have to. We have to. And
yeah.
it's like the dichotomy of like the absolute wrongness you feel, but you're
Hmm.
like, we have to. It's like
Yeah.
survival
Until you
brain.
realize that you
Happy
don't.
Gilmore.
Until you
Yeah.
realize you don't. And how
Oh, yeah.
freeing that is. Yeah. I'm
That was
glad.
one of the like main healing levels that I got to was I don't have to anything.
Hmm.
Choose to. And when you realize you can go from the level of I'm choosing to, so I'm choosing to make my grandpa 2 hot meals because I love him. I'm choosing to be a stay-at-home mom right now because I love my kids. Like, because I was a stay-at-home mom and we really probably couldn't afford it. Definitely used a lot of credit cards, but like I wanted to be home with my kids. And then I
Yeah.
found myself like that, like I was psychotic. Like, we have to get there on time. Like, I can't be that. Like, that's not the mom I wanted to be. And so I was
Yeah.
finding myself in this like huge dichotomy of that. Yeah. Just
Yeah.
like this isn't who I want to
So
be.
many other people, so many other people. So I'm glad that you can be a resource, a beacon of light for how to get
Mm.
out of that, right? Because it's okay if you're in it, because we were all in it. But I really believe that we're shifting
But it
away
is
from that
possible
model.
to make your own model. Like you don't
Yeah.
have to follow that. And it makes more sense. Look, I always tell people I wouldn't be homeschooling if it was 1993. I'd probably have them in public school. It'd probably be fine because we all were fine, right? But like
Were we?
homeschool now,
We didn't
I
have
not
water
really
bottles.
fine,
Do
but
you
we were
remember?
fine. You know what
Did
I'm
you ever
saying?
have a
They were
water
beating
bottle
us.
in school?
Well,
Did you carry a water bottle when you were in school? Because I
I
don't,
always
we
was
didn't, they didn't
no.
exist. Yeah,
My
like we're,
grandma was kind of like a big water bottle person, so I would have a water bottle like in the car, but like I don't recall drinking
yeah,
unless it
right? Like
was something from a water fountain.
we were just like
That's someone else put
severely
their mouth on.
dehydrated. Like,
We were drinking that tap water with all the fluoride in it.
yeah.
So we were all like, yeah, this is fine.
And the fluoride they would give us at school too, like
Oh,
in the lunch line. It's like, here,
yeah. I even
swish this
remember being
around.
vaccinated like at school, like random
Crazy.
in middle school.
Crazy.
Yeah. And just like
Crazy.
that was normal. But the world we live in now is different.
Yeah.
AI, like you can literally do anything now. You're free to utilize basically that's like I always tell people it's like having Einstein as your like computer buddy. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think we see the value of AI ever. Like a lot of people use it for just nonsense or use it kind of like a Google, which I do too. I'm guilty. But like it's quite literally an infinite portal of like creation if you want it to
Hmm.
be. And it can
Yeah.
help you create anything you wanted to create.
Yeah.
My son is so awesome because he's like, Mom, I can't even touch AI when I'm writing my book because I want it to be from me. And like, if there's anything that even goes on to AI, like you have to say that you publish it with AI. And so he's like, for sure not utilizing it. I'm like, honey, if you want to like just ask a question about the story or something, you can.
Yeah.
Because it is just an infinite source of information. And I think that can be overwhelming, but I think we need to see the value and that is this model of education actually helpful? Or is it maybe just dumbing us down and
Yeah.
really just making us memorize things that like at some point you don't need to memorize? It's kind of like when I was a kid and I hated math and they were like, do the times tables, and I couldn't make my brain hold on to the information. Like it wouldn't stick. I'd be
Yeah.
that person like, I don't know. I would like pick the like daisies out of the grass during PE. Like I was so resistant to like school in general. So to force my kids into it, it was like, of course, it felt wrong,
Well,
wrong, wrong.
I'm pretty sure like I always had blocks with numbers too. And
Mm.
especially when it was like if I started to fall behind, then I got taken out of
Mhm.
class and taken to the
Yeah.
basement
Oh
with all
yeah.
the with all the
The
special kids to do math. And I'm like, okay, I really want to try
like
now.
resource class or
You know,
something, yeah, with
like
like
I'm
two
just
extra because you're
not.
behind. Yeah.
Yeah, but like the thing is, I distinctly remember them saying, "You're not going to be able to have a calculator everywhere you go."
Yeah, yeah, but we do.
Well, but you
And I
do
remember
though.
there's a calculator. That's exactly where I was going. There's a calculator. Why are we learning this?
Yeah,
Like, this seems like even in these 90s type workbooks, there's like these long math questions where it's like 5,000 plus 2,079. I'm like, what? I'm not gonna give that to my kids to just sit there and waste time. You know what I mean? Like they do know how. My oldest son has done it before. Just and I'm like, you don't have to do that page. Like that's you could just plug that in. You know what I mean? And they're already doing math in their brain 10 times better than I ever did.
Yeah,
I
my
still
son does
struggle.
math in his brain, and I'm like, "I don't know how you're doing it." And
Yeah.
you
My
can't show your work.
youngest used to do it at bedtime for fun. Like, mom, did you know that 89 plus?
Yeah, because if it's fun for them, they'll like it. But if you're like, "You're doing it wrong, you have to memorize this,"
And
then
that
it's
was where
like,
I was.
yeah,
Yeah.
same.
I could
Yeah,
absorb anything that you were speaking to me, but if it
yeah.
was like numbers,
Yeah. But then
couldn't
it's
remember.
hilarious because when I was 19 to 24, I managed millions of dollars at a financial investment firm, and I was excellent at my job. I was
Yes, you had a
no
calculator.
problems. Yeah. Well,
It's
but yeah, I had
fine.
a calculator. I had Excel, I had a
Oh,
calculator, I had like all kinds of resources, but
you never had to
also
do it again.
I liked what I was doing, and it wasn't math like multiplication and like algebra because like what the
Mhm.
fuck even is algebra? Like stop. But
I think it's a waste of consciousness, but that's
yeah.
just me.
Yeah. Or
Unless you're gonna
kind of
become a mathematician.
trying to see how your brain works or something, trying to
Yeah.
classify us by seeing how
I
well we
think if
can
they told us
compete.
why,
Yeah.
I never felt like there was ever a real good reason to do anything, and that was always the biggest question in my mind. Why? Why?
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
And no one ever explained anything why. It's just you have this textbook and you must learn. And it was like, then my brain probably won't absorb any of it. I'll probably remember for 1 week and then just out the window, you know?
Yeah.
Like we remember PEMDAS, but like, do you remember anything else like that was valuable? I don't remember my taxes or, pay rent or bills
Yeah.
or open a bank account. Like those are things I'm already teaching my kid. You know what I mean? Like those are
Yeah.
also bits of homeschool. I didn't mean to make this all about homeschooling.
No. Well, no, I love it too because
Yeah.
I think that the kids like okay, so when my I have two kids. My son
Yeah.
is 19 and he chose to stay in school. He didn't want to be
Mhm.
homeschooled. My daughter,
And in that system, it's hard. It feels right, you know?
yeah,
Feels right.
he's like, already through it. So,
Mhm.
um yeah, just when I would be home with her in the summer, for example, and we had like all day together, like we would be taking care of the chickens and the bees and like being out in nature, you learn so much just
Yeah. Oh,
observing
yeah.
and it sparks conversations about so many things and like just
Yep.
having that space to have conversation is where they learn and I learn from her more than
Mhm.
anything. And I think that that is so valuable, but it's not quantifiable, that kind
Mhm.
of education. They
It's
don't,
not true. You really don't know until you know, until
yeah.
you see, like, what the value is, and my husband's been a big, like, factor in me, being different than I was before. Like, when I met him, I was smoking cigarettes, and he got me to quit, like, in this funny way, but, like, not in a forceful way, but he's just always been, like, a really big health freak. The first time I ever ran a mile was with him, you know? And so, but he's been like a big catalyst of me realizing I need to be present. Because for me, it was like check all the boxes, like house, car, kids, bills, and then you get lost in the sauce and you're no longer here, like enjoying all the things that you wanted when you were, when I was little, I
Yeah.
wanted to be a mom
Yeah.
and like the space to be a mom you have to create. Like you have to force yourself to be like, okay, I'm here. We're here. We're playing, we're
Yes.
here. We're doing this. But it's like no one ever tells you the present moment. And you're going to be 86 one day and think like, wow, I missed it all. Like
Yeah.
trying to fix all the boxes and clean the floors
Yeah.
perfectly. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
I say
that
that to
wasn't
my
it.
mom. She's got like I would say it's like OCD level about like being clean and
Yeah,
having
my mother
things
is.
done a certain way. And I said to her one day because I'm a certified death doula and I
Oh,
don't
that's
have
so cool.
clients right now, but I've similarly worked with senior citizens in non-medical home care,
Mhm,
coordinating caregivers for them and like
mhm.
coordinating hospice. So I was like the quality
Mm,
assurance that I would make sure write out their care plan and communicate with
mm,
their family members and our caregivers and make sure that they were
cool.
covered. But it was non-medical, which I
Mhm,
appreciate because I didn't go to school,
mm,
so like I
yeah,
can't do that. But
yeah.
most of what people need is the non-medical part, especially if they're home, like the
Oh,
cooking,
100%.
cleaning,
Hospice is
errands.
90% non-medical. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes. So
I
I
also
said
would.
to my mom, you know, I don't think I've ever heard in all of my studies any near death experience or, somebody at the end of their life talking about life and their reflections ever
Mhm,
say that they wish they spent more time cleaning. So that's just something like just
literally.
to think about. Like,
There's actually, there's a list of 5 most common, regrets as people are dying,
yeah.
and it's always, "I wish I would have spent more time with my friends. I wish I wouldn't have wasted so much time working. I
Hmm.
wish I would have said what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
I wish I would have done what I wanted to do."
Yeah.
'Cause you always push everything later, later,
Yeah.
later, later, 'cause you're, like, in the hamster wheel of life, but it's like
It's right
what
now.
matters is now,
Yeah.
like being here, saying what you need to say, loving people. Like, there's something I post all the time. I repost it all the time. It's like what we say at birthdays should be said at, or what we say at funerals should be said at birthdays.
Very true.
We we leave so much love unsaid and
Very true.
unexpressed.
Yeah.
That love comes out in the present moment, like just going outside and looking at the grass and finding a worm or whatever.
Hmm.
Like, that's why I prioritized, and really wanted to live in an RV, and people thought we were nuts. It's like, "Why don't you just rent a house somewhere or something?" Or, I don't know, travel with hotels or something, and I was like, "No, this sounds right." Like,
Yeah.
just completely immerse ourselves in we're surviving. It was, like,
Yeah.
really fun and stressful and a lot, but with stress comes, like, everything else, you know? We can't be more sensitive to pleasure without being more sensitive to pain.
Yeah.
So it's like 2 sides of the same coin. So, did I suffer some? Yes. But it's still fun, you know? Like, things that you can't get back is the time with your kids as they're little, you know? I feel like
Yeah.
we're robbed of that through
I,
public school.
I think that that's intentional.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It
And
severs the
unfortunately, you get,
connection. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. And I found myself, getting comfortable with the childcare and being comfortable with, like, I get this peaceful time, you know?
Oh, because we need
And
that. We're
yeah.
so
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
overstimulated. Like
Exactly.
it's,
So you can give yourself that and still be with that, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't mean all or nothing, but I was thinking very black and white at that time too, like,
yeah.
I need my time, but, like, I also need time with my kids because when I'm 86 and they're older and gone, I'm gonna be like, "Dang," you know? What did I do? And I hate it and I love it, but my husband always reminds me of that. He's like, "Just come, just go." Because sometimes I'm like, I'm avoidant at the core. Like, my trauma created me to be an independent avoidant. Like, I having a million children all over me is overwhelming,
Yeah.
but I do it and I immerse myself. It's almost like Fear Factor sometimes because I'm here. I'm really actually in the worst mood, but let's go to the farmer's market. And, like, then I'm fine eventually, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not easy, dude.
It's
Parenting.
taking that first step, though,
Yeah.
is really what it is. And then you get the energy
Mhm.
from the
Yeah.
joy that you experience as you go. Like you might think, like, I'm too tired for that. But if you
Yeah.
just go, you'll
Yeah.
find that energy. Yeah, it'll come to you. It was so lovely talking with you today, Ashley. I
Yeah,
really
sorry I
appreciate
get on tangents and stuff.
No, that's like all this show is. If you were to ask me like what this show is about, it's literally just conversations about anything that we want. So there's no problem with tangents. We love tangents over
Oh,
here.
yeah. I
And
love it.
you're welcome back anytime if you ever want to come back again. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
It's
stop
great to meet
recording
you.
for
Yeah, you're good.
what actually. Do you have anything that you want to say finally before I record it? And then I
Um,
can just like edit out what I'm saying right now.
yeah, you're fine. I don't think so.
Because I
I
don't want to
really
just be like, oh well, thank you. Goodbye.
no, you're fine. I really, yeah, I appreciate open conversation and
Yeah.
just honesty and being very authentic because that's the only thing I'm capable of anymore,
Yeah,
honestly. Yeah,
absolutely.
I
Thank you
appreciate.
so
Yeah.
much, and, anytime, you're welcome, and take care. I'll see
Yeah,
you
thank you so much.
on Instagram.
Yes, on Instagram. Find me at Wake Up with Ashley if you wanna laugh and become very self-aware.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of In My Experience. I hope something from today's conversation reminded you that healing is not always linear. Growth is not always comfortable, and it's never too late to create a life that feels more aligned with who you are becoming. If you would like to connect with Ashley, you'll find her information in the show notes. And if you enjoyed this episode, please consider sharing it with someone who might need to hear it. Or leave a review, subscribe, like, all the things. Those simple actions help these conversations to reach more people. You can find me on Instagram at Hyacinth Healing. And if you're interested in working with me for Akashic readings, past life regression, or space for you to speak, the links will also be in the show notes for my link tree. Until next time, trust your experience, stay curious, and keep following what feels true for you. Thanks for being here. Take care. And as always, enjoy this track by Stilo Free, Lights and Shadows. Check him out on Spotify.
Cause pressure made diamonds. Lay back, smoking loud in the silence. It's all love, but no trust. Why you think I'm doing too much? Cause pressure made diamonds. Lay back, smoking loud in the silence. I roll up and go up. Why you tripping, give me no love? Nowadays you don't gotta mind me. In the end, I hope you really find peace. I had to set my mind free. I had to let my soul breathe. Moon sign Pisces, heart broke psyche. Angels all around me, but demons wanna fight me. Feel like I had to fight myself. No, I had to look inside myself. With a predisposition to addiction. Through the negatives, I'm still focused on the vision. It's sorta like that first scene you see in Pulp Fiction. I see the end, but it's really only the beginning. I had to find a way to be grateful for them locked doors that you may close. When doves cry, it's so painful, but the purple rain is so graceful. Cause pressure made diamonds. Lay back, smoking loud in the silence. It's all love, but no trust. Why you think I'm doing too much? Cause pressure made diamonds. Lay back, smoking loud in the silence. I roll up and go up. Why you tripping? Give me no love. Yeah. I'm fighting battles, lost between the lights and the shadows. Trying to shoot me down, I'm dodging all the ammo. Left me hanging, I escaped from the gallows. Swim through the ether, blowing on a reefer. Running like Rev when he rapped about Adidas. It's like my flow is heaven sent. My energy could shift the cards in your tarot deck. Life ain't always what it seemed. An alternate reality, I'm living in a dream. I got the Stussy on the T with the 501 jeans. Ray-Ban Lokes with the Air Max 3s. Mandela effect, got me living my best. I gotta jump timelines when I'm living in stress. And a spliff in my chest, it got me lifting and blessed. Peace, you know the rest.